Where, like, for example, with you, Kyle, like you got motivated by seeing Deku getting stronger and stronger. But I've seen a lot of people like love Deku, and all they do is just wear the costume and then cope and just watch the show. They never work out, they never get stronger, they never face their fears.
Well, I mean, that's a personal problem with them at the end of the day. You feel me? Like I can only do what I can control, which is me.
Kyle,
So
I'm gonna stop you there. I completely disagree with it's a them problem. It's this. I think you could say yes, maybe it is a them problem, but I feel like it's the same thing as somebody getting addicted to anything else, like the dopamine, the happiness, the enjoyment, and you know what? The not settling, the like what am I trying to look for? Like it's a common ground. It's something you know.
It's a
like you know, it's not something. It's not something. A comfort zone. Thank you. This is why we're a great team.
Yeah,
it's why we're a great team. So it's like a comfort zone. Like you're in your comfort zone. You don't have to worry about anything. You know what's gonna happen. No matter if you've seen an episode or not, you know what's gonna happen.
And you don't leave.
And you don't leave, but why would you want to? Like you're comfortable. Like why would you want to do anything else?
Because like I'll see a lot of guys online and even at conventions, like they'll see like some old school anime or cartoons like Dragon Ball Z. They'll see the old Batman and Superman. They'll see like Slam Dunk. You know, I don't know if you guys know Slam Dunk. It's an anime. Or like some old school Baki the Grappler. And then they'll turn from a nerd into, like, if you look at them now, they're like just a super shredded buff dude. Because those guys were inspired, like Kyle referred to. But then I'm going to see other people, like they watch like the latest stuff. Like if we're talking about anime, we're talking about like Fairy Tale or Kyle knows what I'm talking about. Or if we're talking about comics, I don't really know the equivalency in comics, but
it's okay.
They just hide in it. You know, they're not. They just hide in it, and then they start referring to the comics and manga as if it's real life. Because I got baby cousins. I call them baby cousins. They're a bit older. Some of them are super into Naruto. And then they'll come up to me and be like, it's like Kakashi Sensei always says, or it's like, what's his name? Jiraiya. It's like Jiraiya. Like they'll be quoting anime characters, but they won't be quoting like people in real life. Like they won't be talking about people in actual sports. Like they won't be talking about what's his name? He just never retires in football.
James?
He never like they're not talking about Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
Okay.
Tom Brady did retire.
Tom Brady? You talking about Tom Brady?
He did retire.
Yeah, he retired some time ago.
Yeah, he's gonna make his comeback at 55 or something. But the point is, like, they're not being inspired in real life. They're not being inspired like about Malcolm X and Frank. They're not looking to people who actually existed before them, and they're not trying to see like those actual struggles. They're reflecting characters, fiction.
Well, here's what I'll say about the sports thing. The sports thing to me is just sports is still at the end of the day entertainment. So like to me, if you're quoting a sports person all the time, to me it's the same as you being a movie buff and you're quoting a movie all the time, or if you're quoting an anime all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing to me. Just because it's like they're there for entertainment, they're not there to be your role model. I understand what societal pressures and all of that, but at the end of the day, their job is just to entertain you through a sport. So that's the medium that they entertain you through. So with that, yeah. But with some people, what I'll say is I've met some people who never had any positive role models in their lives. And sometimes that the anime that they seen was the only time that they actually got any kind of mentoring. So maybe that's what your little cousins are going through. And then some people, just like what Schnabel was saying, like that's just how they cope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just how they cope. And then like that's just like some people can feel the same way about me always talking about my deceased mom all the time. They can just be like, man, just get over it. That's kind of weird. You talk about your mom, like she's, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
No, but that's your mom's, you know, you should like,
I mean,
can't really get over that. That's
you can't get over that, but I'm just saying it's the same thing. Like some people will feel, it just depends on how you feel about things. So like if they took those lessons that they learned from I guess Kakashi or whomever, and they became better people through it, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Kill two birds with one stone. You know what I'm saying? You still got the maturation at the end of the day. But now if you just lose yourself and that just becomes you, and now you're just detached from, and there's no balance. Like if there's no balance to it, there's nothing wrong with having passion, because like someone being passionate about, because I played college sports, right? So being a sports fanatic to me is the same as being an anime fanatic. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's the same amount of passion, it's the same amount of delusional every year. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the anime. It's the same amount of delusion. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on like A, what you find deemable, acceptable, or whatever. And then B, it just depends on like what that person connected to, because maybe they just connected to Naruto in that way. Like I like Naruto, but I like Naruto for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? It just goes back to why were you connected to this thing in the first place?
But like it's nice to connect, and like we said, you do feel a comfort in it. But also, I want to get Chris's thoughts into it. But like, do you guys understand what I mean by when I say like if you read an old biography about Napoleon, it'd be like when I was young, I read about Alexander the Great, and then I went on to conquer Europe. Now we got people like my cousin's age and even younger. They're talking about like, oh yeah, man, I totally want to be like Superman. I totally want to be a ninja in Naruto. I totally want to be an orc in World of Warcraft. It's like it's not based on reality, so you can't really build up on it. Like, and like also like I said, I want to have Chris's thoughts on it.
I mean, Napoleon talking about Alexander the Great. I mean, not all of his stories are a reality either, right? Because we don't know the exact history of any of these guys, and he didn't know the exact history. Then who knows? Maybe if Napoleon had Naruto, he would have looked up to him. Who knows? Like he didn't have that. Like I get like what you're saying. Like you'd read a biography about this person, they'd say like I would read about this person, they inspired me. But like you're talking in 2023, like how many, especially youths, how many people read anything? You know, like how many people actually even read books? How many people read like literally anything? There's no newspapers really anymore. There's nothing, no magazines that get brought to you. Like there's nothing really to read. You're online, you're watching videos, and what comes most in videos? It's things like animes, or I mean the IPs. We have an episode of Sketching Up that you can go watch on the Stomp Studios YouTube page or wherever you can find Sketching Up podcast. There's we talk about how IPs kind of like have killed, especially movie media. Like if you don't have that like thing behind you, like Mario or like Sonic or Spider-Man or Thor, like something that's already established, you're not coming in with that, like they don't even want to like bother with you, you know, like they don't even want to like hear your story, because they know that if you bring, you know, The Legend of Zelda in, it's going to make money. It has a fan base. Like we already know the people that like that IP are going to go see it. So like, why would I bring in something nobody knows about? You have to start a whole new fan base. So to go off what you're saying, like, yeah, some people, you talk about how like Napoleon read about Alexander the Great, but like, first of all, that's closer in history, right? Alexander the Great was closer to Napoleon than Napoleon is to us now. And also, like, how many people are reading anything at all? Like, nobody really reads anything. Like, I just recently read the Mike Tyson biography, and I tell people all the time I read it. Like, I loved it. It was so good. Nobody else I know has read it. And it's not like everyone likes Mike Tyson, but it's because nobody's reading biographies. Like nobody reads any of that. Like, why would I read a biography when I can go get the Spark Notes on Wikipedia?